Yes, this is Afriq 24, and today we are doing some of the post-match analysis here in Afriq 24. Remember, when you join Afriq 24, you're going to get more about what is happening in terms of sports and also politics. But here we are going to discuss more about sports. So wherever you're joining this conversation, I welcome you so that we can join together, talk about sports. If you like sports, and of course the EPL. But if your team is not in the top five, then you can tell us why and what do you think should be done in your team. Remember to always support your team when it comes to the Premier League. Ups and down. The way we are seeing Man United suffering, make sure you remain loyal to your team. Remain loyal to your team until when you rise. Since Sir Alex Ferguson left Man United, they have never won a Premier League. And of course, Arsenal, they have never won a Premier League since 2003. So if you are Arsenal fan, Man United fan, Chelsea fan, Tottenham Hotspur fan, and also we have a Man City fan, you can join us through the comment section there and tell us where you're following the conversation from and what do you think should be done in your team when it comes to the Premier League. A lot of things are happening when it comes to this EPL. And before you go to EPL, of course, we start with our Kenyan league, that is our Kenyan Premier League. Kenyan Premier League is one of the things that are happening in this country. In December 7, we shall be having our Football Kenya Federation elections, FKA presidency, and November 7, we shall be having the county elections, whereby they are going to elect the officials in the counties, that is in the 47 counties. So we are waiting to see who is going to become the next FKF president, because when it comes to FKF, a lot of things are happening in the FKF, and that is the major reason that we are suffering as a football uh, family in this country. So what do you need to do? We need to get someone who understands what is football in this country, and that was what we're saying here in Africa 24. So if you are joining the conversation, you can tell us where do things should be done when it comes to this tournament and also into this FKF federation. The current president, Nicky Mwendwa, also said that he will be in that competition. He will not be left behind when it comes to the competition for this year's FKF presidency. And FKF president, that is Nicky Mwendwa, has been there for the last two terms, but still you cannot even figure out what he has done for the FKF federation, that is federation in this country. So we're waiting to see who's going to become the next president. Is it Nicky Mwendwa? We also have Sammy Owino Kempes is also vying. We also have Mark Nordan Mariga, that is the former Inter Milan striker, is also there. So a lot of people are vying for this position. So who do you think is going to become the next FKF president in this country? Nicky Mwendwa, Sammy Owino Kempes. We also have a lot of people vying. We also have Tomo Alila. Tomo Alila still is vying for the FKF presidency. Samuel Kempes, former Inter Milan striker, that is McDonald Mariga, is still vying for this one. So do you think that is going to be the next FKF president in this country, Kenya? So you can join us through the comment section there and tell us who do you think is going to be the best person for this FKF president. Again, you know, things are always eating up when it comes to our federation, and we need to make things come clear when it comes to this federation. A lot of things are happening up and down. People are fighting for this federation, and our Kenya Premier League is one of the best leagues we have in East Africa. But when you compare our FKF Premier League together with the Tanzanian league, then you know that we are far much behind when it comes to this football. The main aim, what we need to do, is to focus with our federation. That is where we will measure and make sure that our things will align in the right direction. So I can welcome you in the comment section there. You tell us where you're pulling the conversation from and who think is the best person for the FKF presidential candidate. We will be having the election in the early November, that is date 7 December 2024. Samuel Kempes, Tomo Alila, McDonald Mariga, the current president, that is Nicky Mwendwa there, and you will still be vying. You also have the Hussein Mohammed, whereby we earlier saw that the FKF officials in Machakos County, they declared their unwavering support for Hussein Mohammed, who is vying for this FKF presidential seat. So that is more about what is happening in our country, Kenya. And of course, don't forget that yesterday our Rising Stars won 2-1 against Tanzania. You know, we are having this competition that is happening in, and that is under 20 competition happening in Tanzania. And we kicked off our tournament in that country, that is Tanzania, with a 2-1 win against Tanzania. That is the hosting country. And our rising talents are doing a good job. The likes of Antony Kibet, Tyron Karaoke, you know, Bruno Cheng, they are doing a very good job when it comes to our football, when it's matters of under 20. And, you know, those are the next players who will be playing for Harambee Stars. Of course, Salim Babu is doing a good job there in the Racing Starlets. Don't forget our Junior Starlets. They are already in Dominican Republic, where we shall be having the FIFA Under 17 World Cup. Mildred Cheche, who is the head coach of Under 17, she said that she will be ready to compete with those countries, developed countries. And you know, the first match we shall be featuring against United Kingdom, that is England. Are you going to win? You know, those are the defending champions of the Under 17 FIFA World Cup. That was a very historical moment for our country, whereby we featured into the World Cup for the first time, and Kenya is proud of Junior Starlets Under 17 who joined, and they will be competing in the Dominican Republic in this year's World Cup. So, what do you say? What do you want to say about this FIFA World Cup Under 17? Do you support Mildred Cheche? So if you are supporting Mildred Cheche, you can join us here and tell us what is your view about Mildred Cheche taking all the way this Under 17 to the Dominican Republic. And we shall be featuring with United Kingdom. That is the first match. Do you think that we are going to win the first match against UK, that is England? You know, those are the defending champions. And we have a very good player there, Marion Serenge, the likes of Quinta Adhiambo, the likes of Joan. They will be playing that competition. And we know that if we play well, Mildred Cheche, she assured us that by the end of that competition, then we shall be knowing where we stand when it comes to the football Kenya Federation. And of course, she is the head coach of the Junior Starlets, and we shall be all supporting our Junior Starlets. Aren't we supporting our Junior Starlets? So you can join us there and tell us your support. Do you think the Junior Starlets are going to even go through to the semi-finals of the FIFA Under 17 World Cup? It's the World Cup of Junior, and we are going to compete. That is more about Kenya. And of course, you know, the Harambee Stars. Harambee Stars will be playing against Cameroon in Yaoundé. Then there is a away match against Cameroon in Yaoundé because we don't have stadiums. We don't have stadiums. Then we shall be playing in Uganda. In Uganda, that is where we'll be playing against Cameroon. So we will start with Cameroon, and then after Cameroon, then we come back to Uganda. Is it true that our Harambee Stars are being affected by playing away? We don't have that home advantage. The home advantage will give you that energy. Fan support will give you that ability to even score goals. You don't have the energy. So what do you say? Do you think that our Harambee Stars are going to be affected by this playing outside the country? Our national team coach, that is Eugene Ferrati, said that during the match against Namibia, he was promised that a lot of fans will be traveling to South Africa. We won 2-1 in South Africa, but at the end of the day, there was few fans who went there to support Harambee Stars. That is Eugene Ferrati. And we saw the final squad. The final squad included all the players except Gor Mahia striker, leader striker Benson Omala, who has been left out by the coach. The coach has his own reason why he left Benson Omala into this squad. So we should not even question the coach for that decision. Michael Lunga, our captain, is back. That one gives the Harambee Stars team that energy, gives them that ability to even qualify for the next round. We heard Man United goalkeeper Antony Onana saying that the only thing that makes him worry about these group stages is Arambe Stars. He said that Arambe Stars are the only team that will make him fear facing them. Are we going to get our first win in that match? Are we going to win? That is the question that we are asking here in Afriq 24. So if you are joining us here for the first time, welcome to Afriq 24. And this is Dimba Afriq show, whereby we are discussing some of the matches that happened all over the weekend. You know, a lot of matches happened there. Before we go to the APL, we also have the Bundesliga, we have La Liga, Italia, Serie A. We also have all the leagues in the European countries. So we welcome you wherever you join in this conversation. And the question of the day that we're asking here is, what do you think should be done to the Man United? What do you think is the problem in the Manchester United? Is it the coach, players, or the management? Because in the last, since Paul Pogba, Paul Pogba has been banned for a long time, not playing. But since he left Man United, he went to Juventus. Manchester United has never won a European competition. The last week we saw Porto coming back to even score 3 goals against Man United. We also saw in the Europa, Man United settling for 1-1 draw against FC 20. A very small team that you cannot compare to Man United. What do you think is the problem in the Manchester United? That is the question that we are asking here in Afriq 24. Gibbs Icona, I know you are one of our brand ambassadors here in Afriq 24. And the question we are asking here, what do you think is the main problem when it comes to the Man United? We saw Man United, former Man United goalkeeper, that is David De Gea. De Gea yesterday he saved 2 penalties. He plays for Fiorentina. Since he left, they took over one of the best coaches, goalkeepers in Africa, that is Antony Onana. Onana is now the captain, that is the goalkeeper of Man United. But still, despite him keeping 4 clean sheets, he is still not the one which should be appreciated when it comes to Man United. Where did Porto got that confidence to score even 4 goals? 3 goals, and Onana was there. Others are saying that the defensive of Man United is the problem. Others are saying defense for Man United is the biggest problem. Is that true? So that is what we are asking. And of course, Ancelotti. If we go to Ancelotti, this is one of the lethal strikers that we have in the Premier League. Juram, that is John Juram, is one of the best strikers in the Premier League. Despite Man United, Chelsea eyeing the player. The player has decided to sign a very long contract with Aston Villa. On our Emery side, that is one of the best strikers we have nowadays. So he decided to sign for Aston Villa, and he shall be there to stay. That is John Duram, a very talented Colombian striker. He will be playing, and of course, featuring in this competition for Aston Villa. Premier League is back, and of course, we are now on the game number 7. And yesterday was the last game of number 7, and this is where we have this tough competition. Every person in the Premier League, every fan, every player always want to play in the Premier League. So the question we're asking here, what do you think should be done when it comes to the Man United? Is it the coach should be sacked, Erik ten Hag, despite Ron Cliff and Panistri supporting Erik ten Hag? Still, Man United is not performing. Since Alex Ferguson left, we have seen a lot of managers, the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho. Those are we have seen even Michael Carrick as an interim manager. Erik ten Hag now. So what do you think should be done in the Manchester United? Is it the coach to be sacked? Players are not serious. Some of the fans are saying that Man United they are not serious with the team. They're not playing for the team. Others are saying that this is not the Manchester United that we know. So what do you think should be done to the Manchester United? Join us through the comment section there. Tell us who you're following the conversation from. Don't forget, Manchester United is one of the big teams that we have in the Premier. It's one of the big teams, by the way, very big team. So what do you think should be done when it comes to the Manchester United? That is the question that we're asking. And again, we saw Chelsea. Chelsea, yesterday, they were held 1-1 draw by Nottingham Forest. You know, Nottingham Forest, they are led by one of the best coaches that we have. He went to the Saudi Arabia and he came back. Nuno Esperanto is one of the best coaches, by the way. But he went to Saudi Arabia and came back as he was one of the coaches we had in the Premier League before he went to Saudi Arabia. But now he came back as a Nottingham Forest coach. Yesterday we saw one of the goalkeepers in Chelsea, Robert Sanchez, saving more than 5 shots from Nottingham, despite James Ward-Prowse being given a red card. Nottingham Forest were able to even pressure Chelsea. Noni Madueke, they scored first goal during the second half, a goal that was scored by Chris Wood. Madueke leveled for the Chelsea, but when he was asked, that is the record of Chelsea, that is Enzo Maresca, when asked about what really happened for Chelsea, he said that they deserve to win. But we as fans, when we watch the game, then Chelsea did not deserve to win that game. Chelsea did not deserve to win that game. Why? Nottingham Forest were pressuring every now and then. Again, you see, since Arne Slot came into power as the head coach of Liverpool, he has been doing a very fantastic job there, and they have only lost one match against the same Nottingham Forest. But yes, that is on Saturday, they won 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Arne Slot era is really demarting in the team. He's doing a good job there, and we wish that Arne Slot continues the legacy of Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool are at the top of the Premier League. Man United, you know, this is Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes. He was given a red card in the game between Tottenham and Manchester United, whereby Tottenham won 3-0. Again, during the match between Man United and Porto, he won. So what do you think is the problem when it comes to the Manchester United? The coach should go, or the problem is the players? So you can tell us there. And of course, Erik ten Hag is the savior when it came to the Europa League. He came and saved Manchester United from being defeated by Porto. He scored the late goal during that game. That is Erik ten Hag. Also joined here by Leo Nyambaya. Leo Nyambaya is one of the favorite fans for Arsenal. Leo, welcome to Afriq 24. Of course, you tell us, what do you think should be done when it comes to he has quitted? So that was Bruno Fernandes given a red card, and also during the match between Porto and Man United, Bruno got a red card. What do you think is the problem when it comes to the Manchester United? They now sit in position 14 of the Premier League. Ten Hag has no pressure. The management is still supporting him. The fans are suffering. What do you think should be done when it comes to the Manchester United? Again, this is Manchester United sitting in position 14 of the Premier League. Do you really think this is the Man United that we all know? So that is the question that we're asking here. And of course, we saw Chelsea settling for 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. We saw Manchester United winning 3-2 against Fulham. Arsenal winning 3-1 against Southampton. And Mikel Arteta nowadays is very serious when it comes to this Premier League. Are they going to be declared the Premier League champion? You know, they bottled two leagues back to back. Is Arsenal going to be declared the champions this season? We see now we have pressure from Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Aston Villa. So they are all competing for this position. Do you think that Arsenal they are going to be given this trophy this time round? Arteta with his squad, he signed Raheem Sterling. Sterling is now playing for Arsenal, and I was following what he was saying, and he was saying that he is going to give away one shot for his fans because of the support that they have been showing him since he joined Arsenal. And the question that was I was asking myself is that does it mean that Sterling is hated by fans? Because when he came to Chelsea, I think the prime time of Raheem Sterling is when he was playing for Liverpool. He went to play for Man City, where Pep Guardiola he made sure that he has utilized Raheem Sterling for a long time. But at the end of the day, Raheem Sterling came to Chelsea, whereby he has been struggling during Mauricio Pochettino time, and he finally left Chelsea for Arsenal. That is Raheem Sterling. Arsenal, they have that big squad. You know, they have the best defense nowadays. The defense that is comprised of Gabriel Magalhaes, the defense that is comprised of William Saliba, they are doing a very good job there. And their goalkeeper, that is David Raya, is one of the best that we have in the Premier League. So do you think that Arsenal they are going to be crowned the champions of this 2024-2025 Premier League season? If you think so, then you can join us through the comment section there and tell us where you're following the conversation from and what is your prediction about this Premier League season. Is it going to be the same way Man City winning sixth Premier League title in a row, or it is going to be a different? And of course, this is Afriq 24. We are doing some of the post-match analysis because from today for the next 2 weeks we shall be having the international breaks. International breaks, you know, Kenya we shall be playing against Cameroon, and away. So, what do you think should be done to Manchester United? Man United, since Erik Ten Hag took over the leadership, they have been struggling. That is what is pressuring Manchester United. The captain has been given a lot of penalties. That is a lot of penalties when it comes to the red card, and they are questioning what can be wrong. That is Manchester United. Tottenham, yesterday we saw them bottling early lead of 2 goals. Brighton came back and they won 3-2. And when Angie Postecoglou was asked what can be the problem, what do you think is the problem when it comes to Manchester United? He said that the only problem that you have with Manchester United is not the only problem that you have with Tottenham is they are not consistent. They won against Man United, but yesterday Bolton a 2 lead goal, and Brighton came from behind and won the match. Ange Postecoglou said that that was the worst match that he has experienced since he took over leadership of Tottenham Hotspur. They are competing and they are doing a very good job. They have given Dominic Solanke that hype until now. He has been called for England national team for the first time. Dominic Solanke has been called for England national team since 2017. Solanke was playing for Bournemouth, and you can see the difference. How many years since he played for England? Solanke has been called for England. You know, England they had a coach that is Gareth Southgate, But since he decided to quit, then they have a new coach. Players have been called for international breaks, and we are here discussing some of the things here in Afriq 24 and matters concerning sports. Do you think that Ten Hag should go or Ten Hag should remain at Manchester United? Before we go for the international breaks, we know for the next 2 weeks we shall be having the international breaks. What do you think should be done for the Manchester United? That is the question of the day we are asking here. You're joining us in Afriq 24, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can tell us through the comment section there. What do you think should be done for the Manchester United? And of course, we know Manchester City today they have won their allegation whereby been they are being accused of 115 charges, and today I've seen that they have won the charges. So Man City will not face the charges. Do you think that Man City qualifies to face those challenges or not? Because we saw last season Everton be deducted 20 points because of bleaching FA rules. But because Man City, others are saying Man City, they have a lot of money and they can pay anyone. That is the reason that they have not been charged. Is it true? That is question again we are asking here in Afriq 24. Man City, they have not been charged. Do you think they should be charged for these allegations? Pep Guardiola, when asked, he said that as a City co-head coach, he doesn't see anywhere where Man City can be accused of those charges. That is Pep Guardiola in a press that was held in the UK. That is Manchester City. And of course, they have won 5 Premier League titles in a row. Are they going to be given are they going to be declared the 6th Premier League champions? Or this time round 2024-2025 Premier League season, we shall be having a new winner. And of course, yesterday we saw Barcelona winning a game whereby Robert Lewandowski scored hat-trick. He has been one of the lethal strikers we have been having in the La Liga. And even during the time when he was playing in the Bayern Munich, you know who is Robert Lewandowski. Hansi Flick era, since he took over the leadership of Barcelona, they have only lost one match against Osasuna. And this is after Hansi Flick decided to rotate. He decided to rotate the squad, and that is where Osasuna they won that game 3-1. Lewandowski doing a very good job. Real Madrid yesterday, the day after, before yesterday, they won 2-1. They won 2-1 against Villarreal. Vinicius Junior scoring, and also Valverde, one of the lethal strikers who even scores rocket balls. He scored. Vede Valverde is one of the best that we shall have, and is a Uruguayan. Is from Uruguay. That is Vede Valverde. He is called Real Madrid and Barcelona. They lead with the 24 points in the Premier. That is the Liga. The Bundesliga, Bayern Munich are leading. Italy, Napoli are leading. France, Monaco are leading in the league there. France League One. And as we break for this international, we are asking, what do you think is the main problem facing Manchester United? Is it the coach or who is the problem? Who is the problem when it comes to the Manchester United? Remember, this is a Afriq 24 post-match analysis, and I was giving you some of the post-match analysis here as we break for the international. Remember, we shall be having all this here in Afriq 24, and for the internationals, Kenya will be playing against Cameroon, home and away. And of course, home and away, you know, we shall be playing in Cameroon, and also we shall be playing in Uganda. Uganda is our home country. We don't have stadiums, and that is the problem that we're having. Our players don't have that home advantage. So we shall be playing in Nambale Stadium in Uganda against Cameroon. Are we going to win without fans? Are we going to win in Yaounde? Cameroon, those are one of the best teams in Africa. They have been featured in the Africa Cup of Nations for a long time. Kenya, we can only count how many times we have been playing in the Africa Cup of Nations. And Leo Nyamba is here. Leo, what do you think is the problem when it comes to the Manchester United? Is it the coach, management, or the players?
Yes, greetings, Boniface. I'm really glad to see you. Of course, right now, there's a lot of things that are happening. And I don't want to be unfair to comment on the matters of Manchester United. They used to be our competitors when they were playing some football. But ever since they stopped playing football, I don't know where I can place them. Uh, I can only comment on matters Arsenal, which is my team. I don't know where the problem is. I can't blame the coach, neither can I blame maybe the team. What is happening is that they've proved to us that those trophies that they keep on bragging of, they did not manage to win them convincingly. Maybe they were using some kind of backdoor methods to win their games during the times of Sir Alex Ferguson. And it seemed the person who had the M-Pesa number is no longer there. So right now they cannot be able to do their things. And again, with the advancement of technology, whereby currently we're also having things like VAR. So you find that those other crude methods of crowning themselves and winning games unfairly are no longer there. So they're totally lost in the game. We can't fail them. They win by chances. You can't be sure that they're going to win the next game. In Swahili, we say wanabahatisha. So right now, I don't have anything to say with them. Let them continue kubahatisha as the league proceeds.
Anasema waendelee na kubahatisha vijana wa Erik ten Hag, bahatisha mpaka waanze kusumbuka. And I think, and of course, Arsenal, they are doing a good job. I saw them playing against Southampton, and I was impressed by the defense. And of course, without without the punts, the action, then Arsenal, they are having one of the best defense in the Premier League. Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Timber, they are doing a good job. And the goalkeeper David Raya is one of the best, of course, keeping one of the best saves in the Premier League. Do you think that this season you are going to win the season, or you are going to bottle again, back to back to back to back?
I think it's the right time that Arsenal can have their hopes. We as Arsenal can have our hopes high in winning the league. The last three seasons, we've really tried our best, and we've really been among the people who are seen to have the highest possibility of chances of winning the league. But the team has been doing some slight mistakes, which are really punishable. And if these things could have been avoided, the last season we will be talking of different things. Arsenal would have won the league. But some of these technical, or maybe some of these are mistakes. They are mistakes that are normal and they are common in any game, specifically when you're playing serious teams like Manchester City. Uh, I think those three leagues that Arteta have missed have really enabled him to learn. And if he really learned from the mistakes that he made this season, he just have to avoid such mistakes and focus on the league title. He need to take it more serious than he's been doing it in the last 2-3 seasons. If that one happens, if we correct our mistakes and put our eyes on the ball, focus on beating the people who are really favorites in these kind of games, then Arsenal is going to see it, or they are going to maybe lift the trophy after a long period of time. The energy is there, and the players are really positive. The fans are positive. They have everything that it takes uh, uh, to win the league. So the only thing is just be consistent and win as many matches as possible, including beating Manchester United home and away.
That is Leo, and of course, he's one of the Arsenal fans, saying that Arsenal this time around they are going to give them a challenge. We are going to see by the end of June, that is May next year. Are they going to be there? Are they going to competing for this trophy? You know, nowadays teams are very sharp. You have seen even Aston Villa playing a very good game in the European competition, Champions League, and also when it comes to the Premier League. Yesterday we saw them pressuring Man United at Villa Park, and they settled for a barren draw of 0-0. So a very tough competition we are experiencing this season. Man United, and of course, that is the question that we're asking here in Afriq 24. If you're following us, you can tell us what do you think is the problem in Manchester United? Is it the coach, management, or the players are not playing for the bench? Because others are saying that Man United they are not playing for the bench. So if you're joining us in Afriq 24, you can tell us where you're following the conversation from and what is your team? Which team do you support in the Premier League? Are you going to win? You know, Liverpool are now leading in the Premier League as we break into the international break, and they are followed by Man City. We have Arsenal, we have Chelsea, and also have Aston Villa. Those are the top teams that we have in the Premier League. And of course, yesterday we saw Chelsea settling for 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. Enzo Maresca, when he was asked about what is the problem with the Chelsea, and he said they deserve to win. How? And that is the question that I was asking myself: how did they deserve to win? Yet the goalkeeper Robert Sanchez saved more than 5 saves that were almost going inside. How? And the Nottingham Forest, they were 10 man. They were reduced since James Ward-Prowse was given a red card for following Chelsea player. That is a very tough game we saw yesterday, but that was Enzo Maresca. Premier League here, we're discussing some of the post-match analysis, and I want just to ask Leo. Leo, what do you think? Do you think that this new coach for Liverpool fits into the shoes of the former coach Jurgen Klopp? Since this is after Jurgen Klopp said that it is over for me to be a coach, and he left Anfield.
Bonnie, I don't think their shoes are bigger than anybody else to fit in. I take for example a scenario when Wenger's professor retired and Ateta became the coach in Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal was a big team, and Wenger was an experienced coach, and nobody thought that a young coach, a training coach like Ateta would fit in his shoes. And you'll agree with me that if you look at the seasons that Arteta steered Arsenal, he proved that he can do not only uh, he, he can not only fit in Wenger's shoe and do what Wenger used to do, but he can do more than Wenger used to do. So what matters is the mentality of the players, the energy, and some of the structures that have been put in place by this club. So if the structures and the mentality is going to favor the new coach, then I'm telling you, everything is going to be possible. It's not a matter of somebody maybe all of them are coaches. And what makes coach great is it takes the entire team to make a coach a successful coach. Just like if you are having players, your goalkeeper will only appear to be a successful goalkeeper if everybody plays their role. So if everybody plays their role, then I think we are going to have a great team, and the success will be credited to not only the coach but also the technical bench and the entire unit.
Leo saying that there's no one who cannot be replaced. That is why Arne Slot is doing a very good job when it comes to the Liverpool. And of course, we are wishing them all the best. That is the Liverpool, because they have even lost one match against Nottingham Forest. They are playing a good game in the Anfield. Wishing them all the best. This is David De Gea since he left, and yesterday we saw him pulling one of the best saves in the Italian side. That is Fiorentina. De Gea plays for Fiorentina. We have now uh, Antony, who will be playing against the Harambee Stars in Cameroon. Date 10. And then away, that is in Uganda, Nambole Stadium. Since they get left Man United, they have been having problems. But now they have Onana. Onana is one of the goalkeepers who is now leading with clean sheet. He is running for the golden boot. Do you think that this Antony Onana is worthy to be given the golden boot?
Bonnie, I told you, Onana is a good goalkeeper, a good player in a wrong team. Uh, when it comes to football, the entire playing unit has got responsibility. So if everybody just plays their role, then success is guaranteed. Onana is one of the best goalkeepers that we have in the world currently. There is no doubt. The only problem is that he's in a wrong team. If you take Onana and take him to Arsenal today, or take him to Barcelona, I'm telling you, you'll find that most of the balls that gets in the net, we can't say that he is responsible for the goals that the opponent score. But if you look deeply, you'll find that there are some loopholes. Maybe the defense is not doing their work, the midfield is not doing their work, so they allow goals to be scored. So when the goalkeeper is not able to save goals, before we look at where the problem is, you'll find that most of these goalkeeper being the last person, sometimes these are some of the things that cannot be avoided. If the defense is weak, then they are likely that the goals are going to be more. So we cannot blame Onana for the goals that Manchester United is conceding. What we can say is that we can blame the entire team or the entire playing unit. So Onana is one of the best goalkeepers that we have in the world right now. The only problem is that he's in a wrong team. If he gets the right team, which is coordinating well, then I think the Golden Gloves and any other award, the clean sheets and such kind of things could be the order of the day for him.
That is Leo saying that Onana is in the wrong team. Onana is having difficulty there in the Manchester United. That is Antony Onana, who is the goalkeeper for Manchester United, suffering there and is having a lot of problems because the defense is not making that team to play as well. So you can join us there and tell us what is the problem for Manchester United. And of course, this is the friction before we're discussing some of the post-match analysis whereby we have seen teams playing yesterday, and as we head for the international break, we also ask, do you think that Kenya is going to win against Cameroon? We don't have stadiums. That is why we're going to play in Uganda as our home. We don't have fans. Only few will be traveling. I've also seen the Football Kenya Federation saying that we only have few journalists who will be traveling to cover that event, that match between Kenya and Cameroon. The game will be played behind the doors, that is in a closed doors. I don't know the problem. Are we going to be living this situation whereby we don't have stadiums and yet we are going to host AFCON 2027? So this is, as I come to the end of the show, I want just to ask Leo. Leo, what is your prediction about Kenya and Cameroon? Are we going to win home and away? Onana said that we are going to defeat. That is, Kenya is the only team that is fearing that group stage.
All right, again, Bonnie, when Onana said that Kenya is the only team that they fear, I think that was more technical than reality. Maybe it was just a tactic to make Kenyan relax. But as it stands, if you look at the table, the only team that maybe Kenya ought to have feared is Cameroon. But when you look at the team, apart from Onana, they are having some quality players. And I know our team. We are not a bad team. The only problem is that we are so disorganized and also lack of some infrastructure. Like remember when you talk of home and away, Kenya is not going to Harambee Stars are not going to play that home and away. It's like we are going to have all our games away. We are not going to enjoy that home advantage. I remember we are going to play our away game in Morocco, in Cameroon, and then we are going to play our a home game in a foreign country, that is in Uganda. So that one tells you that we are going to start on the wrong foot, a foot of disorganization. So the FKF and the entire football federation is so disorganized, and that is where we lose our games. We don't lose our games because we don't have good players. Of course, we are having one of the best players that somebody can talk of, but the problem is we are so disorganized. We are not prepared for anything. So the only hope that we have is that we are going to qualify in that group. Whether we go for we finish second or we finish first, that is the question. I doubt if we are going to win the games both away, because I don't want to talk of home because there's no single day we are going to enjoy the home advantage. And Unana's team are also aware that we are not going to play under pressure, because either way we are already going to qualify. And Onana's team is also going to play without pressure, because either way they know they are going to qualify. So I think this is an opportunity that if we were prepared well, we could be able to know if we are really able to beat this kind of team or we are not yet able. So my prediction is that we might we lose to them at home, I'm sure. Then maybe when we come to Kampala, it's 50-50. The best, I think, we'll try to get a draw from them. I also know our players, they're going to have some relaxed mind that you see. There's this spirit of Giniwaseka, like we've already qualified. So why do you have to stretch that much? But moving forward, I think our federation needs to do something as far as preparation is concerned, so that we can also be able to enjoy these benefits that comes with the playing at home. If these guys were to come and play at Kasarani or to come and play at Nyayo, we mobilize the numbers there so that we can be able to scare them. It's really that is the 12th player is the one that makes you people enjoy that home advantage. But in this case, you're not going to have it. So it's so sad.
That is Leo saying that maybe we can lose in Cameroon, but when it comes to Uganda, then that is 50-50. We may win. So that is the prediction FC part for the international breaks. So we shall be always discussing about the international breaks here in the next Dimba show. I want to say thank you so much, Leo, and of course for joining us as we did our post-match analysis here in Afriq 24. So wherever you will be following this conversation, the question we're asking: do you think that Kenya is going to win against Cameroon? And are you satisfied with your team in the Premier League table? Party shot, Leo,
I,
as you give your parting shot.
I think okay. I just want to tell you that you remind your viewers that on the other side of the studio too, we are live in Karen, where the deputy president is addressing the nation just a few hours before his impeachment motion is debated in Parliament. That is tomorrow, Tuesday. So this is the day that have always most people have been waiting for. You saw how the public participation was done. There's some places it was mad with violence. There's some places people spoke unanimously, and there's some places that it was so contentious that people contested it. So the deputy president decided to call for a press brief in his current office or his current home, and is currently addressing the media. He's trying to rubbish the claims, and he's saying that he's ready to face the parliament tomorrow and defend himself that the claims are falsely found, and they're just to smear and maybe portray him and as somebody who is bad, yet in the real sense, he's not a bad person. So you can maybe invite the viewers that they can join that conversation and maybe give us their thought whether they think that the deputy president will be impeached or not, their thought on some of the issues, the 11 grounds that have been raised by the move of the motion. That is the Kibwezi member of parliament who moved the motion to impeach the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. So thank you so much for your sports show. And I hope we'll be here to see Manchester United finishing behind Arsenal as usual. I don't know what is going to happen with your Chelsea this season. I don't know if you people are having plans za kufunga mabao ama bado mtakuwa mnaendelea kufunga nywele.
Okay, we are waiting for the next round of the Premier League. We are still on round one. Right, the next round, that is the second leg. That is where we always know who is going to be the champion. And I'm going to say thank you so much for those who have been following the conversation here in Afriq 24. We meet here so that we can discuss more about politics and know the stand of Gachagua when it comes to the impeachment.